Being that I smoke a lot of pot and I like to research conspiracies, I couldn't wait to see American Ultra's mixture of the two worlds, so me and my lady set out to go see it on Labor Day. That's me. That's Babraham Lincoln. Anyway, American Ultra is set to be one of the best action comedies of the summer, and with such an intriguing plot, how could it not be? The plot, however, has much more truth than you might suspect. The movie is based around the idea of sleeper agents hiding undercover in the United States.
Since 1953, the government has been conducting a top-secret mind control program to create super soldiers. These sleeper agents live among us, waiting to be activated. They could be your friend, your family, or the person you least expect.
A convenience store clerk, Mike Howell, played by Jesse Eisenberg, is a stoner that won't venture outside of his hometown due to unexplainable panic attacks that happen when he attempts to depart, and he is oblivious to the fact that he is a sleeper agent. When a CIA agent goes into his store and utters what seems to be nonsensical combinations of words designed to be his subconscious trigger, he is activated without his knowledge.
Cherry Progressive, listen. Mandelbrot set is in motion. Echo Choir has been breached.
Is that a lyric from something?
Since he is unaware of this, the government attempts to dispose of him and his girlfriend, Philby, played by Kristen Stewart, because they see them as a threat to national security for their efforts to leave town. We later learn that Mike is a CIA asset that was involved in an experiment called Project Wiseman, which utilized the recruiting of convicts and felons. After the program being shut down due to Mike being the only successful candidate and the program driving everybody insane, Mike was reprogrammed with a new identity along with traveling phobias and relocated to a new town where his life was to be supervised by his assigned handler. Being that the movie is still in theaters, I don't want to spoil it too much, but for those that know about MK Ultra, know about its links to butterflies and LSD, both which are interwoven into the film. Even on the surface level, this movie's connection with MK Ultra is very obvious. MK Ultra was the codename given to an illegal program of experiments on human subjects designed and undertaken by the United States Central Intelligence Agency. Experiments on humans were intended to identify and develop drugs and procedures to be used in interrogations and torture in order to weaken the individual to force confessions through mind control. These experiments usually involved the use of illegal substances, oftentimes LSD, which was the program's main test drug of choice. In order to test different brain functions and behaviors, the experiments usually included the use of hypnosis, sensory deprivation, forced solitude, and verbal and sexual abuse, among many other varying forms of torture. Unfortunately, this tactic was admitted to be very much utilized throughout the 50s, 60s, and early 70s. Fortunately for us, American Ultra will bring a funny twist to a very dark issue of the past. Another thing that rings true for this movie is the sleeper agent aspect. A sleeper agent, simply known as a sleeper, is a covert operative sent to infiltrate enemy territory and pose as an average everyday citizen. The agent discontinues contact with their agency and goes undercover. Many agents go on to live lives completely separate of their past professions, and many others wake up to partake in specialized operations, becoming agents of influence. We can easily look up MK Ultra and find out how real it was, but what about sleepers? Well, there are documented cases. Kim Philby, for instance. Kim Philby is possibly the most prolific sleeper agent of all time. Kim was part of the notorious Cambridge Five. Philby was working as a double agent for the Soviet Union, infiltrating British intelligence. Kim Philby fed the Soviet Union the Brits' secrets for years until he defected to Moscow in 1963. Kim is what is known as an agent of influence, being that he's a sleeper with a great deal of power. His betrayal of the British people went down as one of the largest scandals ever. To the British, Kim is a coward and a traitor, but in Soviet Russia, he was celebrated as a hero. Another case is the Illegals program. The Illegals program is perhaps the biggest ring of sleeper agents in all of history. Russia recruited regular-seeming individuals to pose as U.S. citizens with the task of providing Russia with important information about the United States. As of today, around 10 of these agents have been captured, pleading guilty to their crimes. While these agents didn't seem to know one another, they were all part of the most widespread sleeper agent network on record. The TV show entitled The Americans is definitely inspired by the Illegals program. These hard-to-accept ideas are actually a reality, not to mention programs that we aren't even aware of, programs that the average person wouldn't even believe if they were admitted and went public. More often than not, Hollywood steps in and helps out with that. They take real instances and turn them into movies where they not only distort the truth, but they rub raw truth right in our faces. And later on, when the masses reflect, if they reflect, we consider these true events to be nothing more than the imagination of Hollywood. We dismiss them as fantasy stories that never took place. That was just a movie, bro. That ain't real. Well, I'm here to tell you that mind control is real. Sleepers are real. It could be the person you see jogging by your place sometimes. It could be your neighbor. Hell, it could possibly be you. This is ODD TV. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.